Welcome. Thank you for joining us for another enlightening edition of the Foundation for Free Enterprise Education's Speaker Series. My name is Michelle Warofka, and today I am fortunate to have Jennifer Pontzer, the Director of Career Street, joining me. Welcome, Jen. Thanks for joining me.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. Thank you for that great introduction.
Oh, thank you. We appreciate you being here. Now, as I said in the introduction here, you're from Career Street, which for our viewers, if they are familiar with it, it is headquartered in Erie, Pennsylvania, which is where our foundation offices are headquartered as well. So we're neighbors. But it's my understanding that Career Street started back in 2014, and you, Jen, have been there since the very beginning, since its inception. So if you wouldn't mind, if we could begin by telling us a little bit more about Career Street to give everybody a better understanding of exactly what Career Street is and how it all started back in 2014.
Oh, sure. So, yeah, I was hired when the program came together. So I was not with it in the development. And the development is a really curious thing. During conversations, community conversations focused around workforce development and education, there was a lot of interaction about how to prepare students for work beyond education, and additionally, there were a lot of local employers that indicated they had openings, but they were not seeing local candidates. So a conversation started and took a deeper dive into why that was happening. And the kind of at the heart of it was that students were not able to have as many career exploration experiences as they needed to make informed decisions about their future. So the idea of Career Street came about. And what it is it's a program that connects local employers with educators so that students can have career exploration experiences, like a job shadow, a worksite tour, a speaker in the classroom, or a career interview. All of those opportunities, whether they're single one-on-one opportunities or they're for a whole class, a whole grade, or even a whole school, like a career fair. Career Street is a program that creates a platform for employers to indicate their interest in this, to indicate their willingness to offer these. And it's a platform for educators to know who to go to, where they can connect. And it is unique to Erie, although other communities in the country really are starting to get on board with this type of program. Career Street it started, as you said, 6.5 years ago, and has really evolved into a robust program that also supports professional education, professional development. So I do teacher and services and educator tours, as well as the exploration experiences for students.
Wow, fantastic! And I have to say, and I love the name Career Street, because it's finding that path to that career that that interests you, and it's finding what those interests and where those strengths are to find that right career path, which is fantastic. It's wonderful, and it fits in perfectly with the standards here in Pennsylvania. One of them is career exploration. So this fits in perfectly to your point, and I think that's why a lot of other communities are jumping on board with this initiative.
Well, I think that Erie was really lucky to have a program in place before those standards were mandated, but it has become a lot more valuable since those standards have, really hit the program. And again, just a turnkey tool, a ready-to-use program for educators to engage.
Absolutely. Fantastic. And now, Jen, why is Career Street so important to the community as a whole?
Right. So the community, again, this is workforce development. We are bringing up our next employees. We're bringing up our next generation of the community, voters, home buyers, and workers, developers, entrepreneurs. That's what we're doing. So to have students see what they can do right here, I believe gives them a sense of personal pride in where they are and where they want to be, as well as engages them in what the community's doing, both professionally and personally. It's important for students, and Career Street is a K through 12 program. And so we work with the very youngest and those that are just getting ready to launch. And it brings opportunity to all of them to see what we have in the community and to engage. And I think that that's a really important piece of citizenship.
Absolutely. And it's unfortunate in some cases, a lot of times students after, graduation, they move away. And ultimately, I think part of the goal here of Career Street is to not only let them know the opportunities that are available in the area, but to keep them in the area. Absolutely. Very good. And you kind of just hit on my next question a little bit, but we'll elaborate on that a little bit more. As you said, Career Street works with schools and students K through 12, as well as even at the post-secondary level. What are some of the resources and experiences that Career Street offers at the different levels? I know you mentioned, job shadowing and things of that nature for maybe some of the upper grade levels, but what are some of the other resources and experiences?
So we're working on creating templates for educators to use for experiences at all grade levels. So they can go to the Career Street website and pull lesson templates for career exploration K through 2, 3 through 5, and so forth. And Career Street is a program that fits sort of under the Erie Together umbrella, and Erie Together is a community-wide initiative that's developed to create a community where everyone can learn, work, and thrive. And so with Career Street, under that learn piece of that, I interact with the Erie County Career Pathways Alliance, which is employers communicating with educators their needs. And so through the Pathway Alliance, I learn what employers are looking for. I'm able to turn those into these lesson templates. And so that information is coming directly from the employers, in addition to the education and training that would be needed, the various skills that would be needed. The educators are also learning the other aspects of those careers that they can influence in the classroom. One project that I'm wrapping up right now is actually a career-focused activity book for second and third graders. So you have one page that's a coloring page, and it is an image of someone in a career, someone behind a bank teller desk or a farmer, something like that, and it's a coloring page. And then on the other side, the opposite page is actually a tear out for name and grade, but it's an activity that's aligned with the standards. The standards are right at the bottom of the page, but it's an activity that gives the student an opportunity to identify with what that career is. And so that's one of my lower grade projects that I do. Career Street can also work a la carte with educators. I have been contacted by educators who have an idea, but they don't really have the platform or the resources or the contacts to take the idea and turn it into an experience. And so I will work with schools or educators specifically to do that. And sometimes it's just a matter of a very focused field trip. Sometimes it is more of an interview. During when the schools were closed during the earlier part of this pandemic, I was contacted to assist with the seniors who hadn't finished their senior projects, and they all needed to do career interviews in order to graduate. So one of the programs that Career Street sponsors is called Newspapers in Education. And that is a weekly interview that's printed in the local newspaper. And it's designed to walk you through what the career is, how do you acquire that position, the challenges and the benefits. And so I was able to point all of those seniors back to my library of resources from these interviews, and they were able to turn that in for their senior project and graduate, thank goodness. But it's just so I do cater to what the needs are of different districts.
Well, that's wonderful. And I'm curious then at the post-secondary level, what are some of the experiences and resources there? Maybe connecting them with the employers that are looking to hire, perhaps, or internships?
So right now, Career Street is just a K through 12 program.
Okay.
I don't do any interaction with the with post-secondary. I have a lot of communication with them because, of course, they're recruiting.
Sure.
But at this point, I'm just in the K through 12 space.
Okay, very good. And now you had mentioned at the beginning here with that question, one of your remarks was with regard to the employers and the different skills and things that they're looking for. If you wouldn't mind, what are some of maybe the top 2, 3 maybe skills that employers are looking for from their candidates? And I'm sure it varies depending on the industry, but what are some maybe of the common skills that you find that overall they're looking for?
So overwhelmingly, I hear communication skills are very important. Mm-hmm. I think that some of our younger generations are very tech savvy, and they are used to typing and texting and communicating that way. Employers are of a different generation and require face-to-face communication. So polishing speech, polishing language and vocabulary is important to them for proper communication. Problem solving is also another one of the top skills that they are looking for. Someone that can independently think their way through an issue and solve a problem, I think is definitely something that employers are looking for. I think most employers want to see a general, just a general sense of team playing or group dynamics. Whether it's an independent position or not, there is invariably a few people that the employee is going to need to communicate with, is going to need to work with. And so being able to give a general sense of that dynamic is very important.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yes, and I think those are some skills that we see, across the board that many employers are looking for, which is fantastic. Thank you for sharing that. Now, how might a school and a student and even an employer get involved with Career Street?
Sure. Okay, so I do have a website. The website is careerstreeterie.org. And for an employer, you merely go and register. It walks you through the registration process. After you're registered, you create experiences that you are able to offer. So some can only offer a classroom speaker. Some can offer some different participations. And there's a template there that gives you the various types of experiences that we offer. And those are changing to offer more virtual experiences as well. And then for an educator, they also, Career Street is requires districts to participate with a financial contribution. So they can check with me if their school district is participating. They can ask their school district to participate if they don't. For sure. And then once we get through that, then there's a registration process there, and then the educator has access to all of the information. For a student or a parent to want to connect, it would be through the school. So I would check with their guidance counselor or their teacher And again, contact me if there is a question with regards to that. I'm more than happy to assist.
Oh, wonderful. And we'll make sure that we have that website at the conclusion of this
Thank
interview
you.
on the screen here as well for our viewers, which is fantastic. Now, before we wrap things up here for today, Jen, any final thoughts, final takeaways, or advice that you have to offer our viewers as they prepare for, their careers, or for our employers or school districts that may be viewing this?
Yeah, I guess one of the things that I've learned in the last 6.5 years that I've been doing this is so many people are making assumptions about what a career is, what a job is, and what's required of them. If they have an interest or curiosity, dig deeper, go in and take a look at a local level. What a nurse is in Erie, PA might be different than a nurse in another community. The environment might be different. The pay could be different. So really dig in and take a look at it. And I think that also goes for employers. Don't assume that you know what the needs are or what the qualifications of the students are as they're coming out. Engage with the classroom, engage with the educators so that you can develop that relationship that will help develop that student to become your next employee and, your future workforce. So many businesses have 5-year plans, but they don't realize that the employees that are involved in those 5-year plans are in 8th grade right now. Right. So getting involved sooner rather than later is going to help nurture and develop that relationship with the student, the individual, as well as the educator for a long term.
Oh, wonderful. Well said. Fantastic information. Jen, thank you so much. I can't thank you enough for joining me here today and filling us all in on
Thank you for having me. Yeah, thank you for having me.
Oh, it truly, it's our pleasure. And our foundation is thrilled to partner and collaborate with Career Street and the wonderful work that you're doing. So keep it up.
Thank you.
And truly, I think working together as a community makes all of us stronger. And together, we will provide students with the knowledge and critical skills vital to their future success as responsible, involved citizens in our increasingly competitive global economy. So thanks again so much for joining us today, Jen.
Thank you.
And for our viewers, please stay tuned as Jen's contact information will follow at the conclusion of this interview, as well as the web address for Career Street. If you have any questions for Jen, or if you'd like to learn more about Career Street, don't hesitate to reach out to her directly. Thanks everyone for watching.